series. Let's go in game and introduce our players. Gonna start off to the bottom right hand side of the map. You know what? Very quickly, let me just add in a name tag for Neeb here, otherwise people are going to be like, who's that? Time and time again. To the bottom right hand side of the map, our blue Protoss player is Neeb. And to the top left hand side, our pink Terran is going to be Top. Alright, so Neeb against Top here in this best of 3 series. Setting on up. This is from the round of... How big is this competition? Round of 120? Yeah, so this is round of 64. So we actually have a long way to go. I guess the bracket took a while to come out. I guess a lot of the bracket isn't as updated. Is more updated than it is on the actual bracket right now. So I guess we're actually not as far behind. But round of 64, so we still have quite a few games to go here today before we're done with the IEM qualifying. Now, we are going to be live later today as well. We're actually going to be casting the WardiTV Team League qualifiers live from 6 p.m. CET today. Today we have Team Ascension, Team WardiTV, one of Imba's Academy teams, as well as Almost Perfect Esports Club, I believe, as well. APEC is their tag, and I believe it stands for Almost Perfect. So that's all going to be going on later today from 6 p.m. CT. Make sure you tune in for that, the first broadcast of the Team League Season 7. Again, only qualifiers, but the main event starts next week. Not next week being the week that's about to start on Monday, but a week on Monday the main event starts for Season 7, so look forward to that. We'll have more information about the teams which are competing very, very soon. Very standard though. I'm actually a little bit disappointed because I really thought this season the Team League was going to be amazing and great and have so many different teams and stuff, and then a lot of the Korean teams disbanded who were maybe going to play, and then a lot of the Koreans who maybe wanted to play as well, like, well, maybe we shouldn't because we're looking to get teams when the WCS system's announced and stuff like that. So we are very much so just on sort of the same old teams as before, and even we've lost a couple of those, so it should still be a great season, but just maybe not quite as exciting as we were hoping for it to be. Probe comes in towards the bottom right hand side as it has just been out on the map to get some information. Proxy Factory is the main thing that's going on right now, and it is just going to be a Widowmine drop coming in from Top in the early stages. Not a Cyclone, which is actually one of the more common things to Proxy currently in the TvP matchup. It's gained a lot of love, Proxy Cyclone sort of playstyle, so he's going to be seeing this Widowmine popping out. We're going to be seeing a Tech Lab follow-up, so we're going to see a tank push coming in after this. Neeb will be looking to be super defensive in the early game then, as he's just scouting if there's a depth, trying to see what's going on. Obviously, he saw the lack of a command center when he went across the map with the adept before, and he also didn't see the double gas. But I guess maybe he saw the second gas mining. That's a possibility. Don't know what exactly. So maybe didn't see that gas mining, but either way, it's going to be seeing this adept shade now again. Just waiting for this attack to come in. Then we're going to be seeing the medevac, the Widowmine drop, starting up right away now. It's going to start moving forwards to begin with, so it's starting to come in. It's going to go towards the main base, or natural, I guess. It could drop off in either location, depending on what he feels might be more effective. He is going to go in towards the main, so going to drop in towards here. Mothership core is going to be overcharging. Just pylon in a second. Nope, isn't going to do it. Going to overcharge very late there, and actually, has an observer already, so it's okay, completely fine. Tank comes forward though, and actually Neeb losing a depth because of this. So losing a depth already. And there's going to be seen him right back, coming back towards the front, going to cancel his gas, realizing he just needs more minerals right now to help defend this. Tank is siege and Stalkers have to pull back. It's going to be a very patient game from Neeb. Waiting for an Immortal as well. He has to time his attack well, right? Because he wants to attack in before his opponent is got too many tanks. But he also wants to not attack in too early. So maybe even with just one Immortal might be a good timing here, where you can just sort of attack as... okay, well, obviously he wants to go for this. He wants to stop this bunker getting up, I think. So he's going to try and go for this. But Liberator coming in too. I actually think Neeb's in a lot of trouble here. This Liberator is going to take a long time to go down. And in fact, is it even going to go down? It does at the very end. Another Stalker getting walked into. Still some probes at the front as well. This Immortal will get rid of one siege tank. It takes a lot of damage in the process. Still has barrier. No, it's actually used as barrier too. Man, making some bad calls today. But yeah, I mean, Neeb, I guess he is going to hold this off. But man, it was... In the end, I guess he actually holds this off quite handily. A little bit of tank micro to help out as well as Medivac will get targeted down now though, and everything gets cleaned up. Wow, Neeb. I really didn't think he had enough there. When that Liberator was in the sky and his Stalkers were just disappearing so quickly, that was really concerning, but no. GG's. And Neeb is going to take game 1 of this best of 3 series. Wow. To this right now. Let's introduce our players. So the bottom left-hand side, upper game in the series is going to be our blue Protoss. It is Neeb, looking to take the 2-0 advantage here. So let's see what he's going to be able to get up to. As the top right-hand side, we'll have the pink Terran player. It is Top. So, getting to this best of 3. Top's already going to open for gas first, which would suggest he maybe does want to be a little bit more aggressive in this right from the get-go already, once again. Whether he's going to proxy a factory again, I mean, that's to be seen, but you would generally expect something along those lines over the next few minutes. I was going to be seeing those few workers just mining away. Barracks starting up on top of this ramp as well as the probe will begin to move out here. Neeb just scouting early, wants to make sure that whatever his opponent is going to get up to, he knows about it early on. He can identify it and just play safe enough to put himself into a nice little position to follow up with as the game continues on. So this probe starts to go up towards the upper right-hand side. You can see this barracks is about to finish up as well from top, so barracks going to be finishing very shortly, and again, probe just up in towards the main base. I'm just going to have a little bit of a scout around to see what is going on, so that's a little bit of a look around here. I mean, there's not much to see. Gas first is identifiable. The main thing he's going to look for is the CC coming down. He does spot that on his way out, so just a gas first Reaper expand, and Neeb should probably know the timing as well, which means that he'll know a factory's going to come down fairly soon after this, and we'll sort of just go from there. So here we go, Neeb. Again, I mean, nothing too major spotted, but he gets the information he needs at this point in time, which is just the fact that, hey, okay, cool, this, this is up, that's happening, and so on, and so on. So some good stuff early on as we just see this probe pulling back down towards the bottom left-hand side. Factory is on the way up for our Terran player as well, as we expect. We mentioned there's a gas first Reaper opening, which means that the gas is available nice and early on in the game to be able to then take the factory nice and quickly afterwards as well. So factory comes on down, just sets up into this, and Neeb is going to open with a Stargate. I love the Stargate because when you see the gas first Reaper, you're expecting the factory-based aggression. And a Stargate with Phoenix is... an Oracle can harass, but Phoenix can really shut down a lot of pressure if he wants to go into them. I mean, he might just want to go for the Oracle here. We will see. So we'll see what the Stargate's going to do. A lot of people were talking about Stargates a few days ago about maybe being the future of PvT, because how else are you able to just reliably scout? How else are you able to reliably shut down pressure with the new tanks and so on? You know, outside of a Stargate opening. So a lot of people were talking about Stargates as they may be kind of the future of PvT. For now, we still see a fair amount of kind of non-Stargate openings, so for now it's, pretty much okay still. But we'll see how it develops as we see the Reaper just checking around. Top going to come down bottom left, and this is going to pop in towards the main base here. What is up for Neeb already? Well, nothing to defend this Reaper. There isn't even a Mothership Core out. And Adept pops out, a third Adept, mind you, so he actually does have three Adepts on the map, which he will probably go across the map with, and he'll combine these Adepts for an attack with the Oracle. Most likely, he might not. He feels as though he can't get much done at the front, but he feels as though generally that would be the better way to do things, because 3 Depths and an Oracle can get quite a lot done. I see the Void Ray is starting up, so Void Ray on the way right now from Neeb. It's an interesting addition, to say the least. Void Ray, especially in PvT, Void Rays are not something you oftentimes see, so doing something a little bit different here with this on this new patch. You can see this Oracle coming in, just sees one Marine. Gonna back away. A little bit scared of Widow Mines and the mineral lines and so on, so I mean with all due with due respect, I mean he should be. There's a Widow Mine just there. And he probably sees it, which is why he's feeling safe enough to attack the gas workers, but nothing more. And starts up a nice fast third Nexus behind us as well, so third Nexus coming on down as we see a Widow Mine is gonna go and get dropped across the map. In terms of detection, well, we don't really see anything right now. Still just the Stargate up. There is the Oracle, of course, but very far out of position. The Mothership Core is going to be relying to kind of defend this as Overcharge comes down, and well, I guess that's one way to do it, to use the Void Ray to shut down the Motion core. Oh, wow. Widowmine gets a big connection. 8 workers. I don't think Neeb really expected that to go off. He didn't target the Widowmine straight away with the Void Ray, which means it actually did manage to burrow. It did manage to get a connection. Top with a very nice little start there, as we'll see this Oracle coming back down towards this bottom left-hand side to see what it can get up to. Another Void Ray on the way, and the continued Void Ray production is super interesting. He's now on 2 Void Rays, going up to a third. Really just playing something very different now than what we've ever seen before. So, let's see how this goes. What's wrong with the sound? Hopefully nothing's wrong with the sound. If there's something wrong with the sound, hopefully more people would be saying something, but do let me know if there is. More people, please chime in. There's a few units just going to be gathering together towards the third nexus. So a few units gathering towards the third nexus. This Oracle is going to be, again, just flying around the top side, looking to see what sort of direction it can go in. A few Marines in the bunker going to be able to push that away. And, yeah, Mortal are going to be finishing up very soon. So yeah, Mortal Void Ray going to lose the Oracle now to the Widowmine. I'm still very intrigued by this army composition at Neeb. Like, the 3 Void Rays now going into, like, just a Robo Bay. Very, almost just standard play past the 3 Void Rays. Like, it's just the 3 Void Rays that are very interesting. What is his goal with these? I guess we'll find out in the very near future, but for now, we just have to sort of wait and see. Our Terran player will have Stim very shortly, and let's begin to sort of move on the map, take a little bit of map control for himself. So far we've talked a lot about the Protoss player, mostly because the Terran player has just been playing very standard. 5 racks coming in after a third command center, which he's already floating into position. So it's going to be seeing the third CC coming into location in the very near future. As Neeb just sets up some pylons around the map, just sets up to sort of be able to spot around here and to see what's up and what's happening. And to see a few more gates being added on as well. This Immortal finishes up to now allow a Colossus to come out, so he's going to play Colossi. So, I mean, if he's going to play Colossi, the Void Rays will make a lot of sense, because the Void Rays will actually do a pretty good job protecting against Vikings in terms of actual fights. If he gets kited, if the Vikings kite, then sure, Void Rays don't have a great time. Outside of the Vikings kiting, the Void Rays will be able to trade pretty well with those and help to protect those Colossi in straight-up engagements. So, I guess you can also with them shut down medevacs and yeah, just in general, I guess. I mean, again, it's just a weird addition, so I'm very interested to see how it plays out. We're not going to see Top being overly aggressive into this for now, though. Ghost Academy coming down for him in the main base. And see these Marines and Marauders going to pick off an Adept over here towards the third base as well. It's just going to shut that down nice and quickly. What else is going on? Well, still that pylon just sat to the left-hand side of the map, and you just see a few more units gathering up towards the third base too. A few Adepts, a few Stalkers warping in. All of these units gathering up from Neeb. A few units just going to go towards the main base as well, so a whole bunch of units on either side just getting set up and ready to go. And as our Terran player still not being too aggressive at all, not dropping or anything. I feel like when he sees these Void Rays early, he probably thinks, well, actually, I mean, what do I have to attack into? I mean, attacking into Void Rays is never going to be super fun, I don't think. So I think that's just sort of what Top realizes here, and just what he says. He's like, okay, well, yeah, that's not going to be fun, so just stay away from that. As we're going to be seeing this army from our Protoss player starting to move forwards just a little bit. Still, both players just really waiting to see kind of any opportunity that arises. Now, one thing to note is that Neeb has super late upgrades. I didn't really mention this before, I didn't really think about it, but his upgrades are completely just completely behind, like an entire set of upgrades behind. Look at that, 2-1 is so far along for Top, whereas Neeb is with the +1/+1 coming in, just much further behind on that. So really, Neeb gonna have to find a way to kind of try and bounce back a little bit, because his upgrades are going to be way down, which means the engagements from the Terran player is naturally going to be a little bit more efficient. And that's definitely going to help out a lot in this. Now, Neeb does have a bit more army supply because of that, most likely. Look at this. Neeb's Top with so many units just in these medevacs. Just waiting to see if he wants to really drop in towards the main base with those. And there's a few Stalkers here, a few Adepts in position as well. Is it enough to really deny this? Well, let's find out. There's a Mothership Core ready to go as well. As the scan comes in, Neeb realizes a scan like that is just such an indicator that you want to drop in the next few moments, right? I was going to be seeing those few medevacs. Just going back away then, they're going to go to the right side where the rest of the army is currently sat as well. A couple of ghosts already mixed into this as well, as we're going to see disruptors on the way out. Neeb with 3 Colossi up is going to start making disruptors as well, so he's really starting to change up his tech tree as he recognizes that maybe Vikings will be out soon. Actually, no Vikings just yet. I mean, 4 of them are on the map, I think. Sorry, there's now 8 on the map, so the first 4 coming over, 4 more just popped. He needs to make sure he gets those all together, because he needs these against the Colossi. Like, 3 Colossi you cannot really fight with just, the super low number of Vikings, and losing these ones initially is not going to be great. We'll see one fighter going down, a perfect example of the kiting we were talking about earlier. And he probably should have just pulled those back a bit earlier on, but he pulls them back anyways. So those voters getting pulled away. They don't go down. I mean, one of them goes down, but only one of them. 2-2 on the way now from our Protoss player. So 2-2 upgrades coming on in. Disruptors continuing to build. Templar Archives drops down as well, as Neeb just continues to build up right now. Again, down a set of upgrades, but that doesn't matter if there's no engagement taking place on the map. You see some Zealot Stalkers, Adepts moving to the left side. The other side army is actually split up and going to the right. It will join up together before it finds the Terran player, which is obviously one of the more important parts about this. Do we already have disruptors in this army? Yes, there they are, right in the back here. So it's going to be seeing these couple of disruptors just sat here, mixed in. And still top just moving around a little bit, going to be coming forwards and again looking to see what opportunities he can take, as these Adepts will again go towards this mineral line. Neeb just looking for opportunities to get damage done. I mean, I like the bunker. It's a nice little addition, but you can just sort of sit in this if you want to. You probably could have come over this side if you really wanted to and done a bit more damage. Just going to shade away as he picks off one more SCV into the natural expansion, where there's a bunker as well, and also units just waiting for him. So Neeb not picking up too much right now. He's taking down these rocks, giving him a bit of better access on the map. Sending a lot of Zealots to the top side as the Terran player begins to push forwards here. Going to find a Colossus kill super quickly. Nice EMP on the top of a lot of units here. Zealots are starting to charge forwards as every single Colossus will just go down. Neeb loses a lot here already. Going to send his Disruptors forwards now. Disruptors do not manage to hit. The Terran player stimming away at the end. That didn't really affect things all too much, I would say. And I was going to see a few more Zealots still heading up towards the northern side. And running towards this bunker. Bunker going to go down here. So it's going to start creating a little bit of an issue. Disruptors coming in here, and they're going to start getting some big connections as Neeb changes this fight completely from what it was before. Problem is now actually a lot of these Vikings are just dead supplies. So while the supplies are still somewhat close in army, Neeb just has so much more of use to himself. As we're going to see him continuing to fight this here. More Stalkers warping in back at home. He knows these Vikings are around, and I guess he wants to try and intercept those. Actually can come in towards the main base. There goes the Mothership Force, no fault, an overcharge-based defense. And they're going to land and just try and snipe down whatever they can. I mean, Pylon's actually going to die pretty quickly to these Vikings. As we're going to see them starting to continue to get rid of Pylon after Pylon. I'm just going to try and supply block Neeb, who's going to send his reinforcing Stalkers back, realizing he already has enough army out on the map. He's going to move forwards here. This Disruptor Shot going to come in. Actually blows up 2 Zealots while also getting 2 Marines and a Marauder. Another Disruptor Shot will come in. Doesn't quite turn in time to hit those SCVs. The Vikings fighting against these Stalkers. Oh my god, Vikings are absolutely killing it in the main base. Stalkers have to blink away. Well, Zealot's going to warp in right now as well. But man, these Vikings, they have a great time here. These Vikings have probably been one of the more efficient set of units in the entire game so far by top. Finally, they'll be cleaned out. And Neeb, I mean, he still has a supply advantage. It was mainly coming from the main fight in the center, where it just all went his way. But man, those Vikings definitely caused a bit of a kind of, definitely a little bit of a nuisance for Neeb to deal with. So that was definitely a little bit of a frustration for him. And as we're going to be seeing these bio forces, the Medivacs, starting to move forwards here again. Disruptor Shot goes forwards. We're going to see Stalkers coming in. Disruptors, oops, now he's blown up his own units there. Has to be a little bit careful. That's definitely one way Top can come back in this game, as Disruptors do get targeted down. Stalkers from the right side as well will come on in. And it's just going to be a little bit too much here for our Protoss player. Neeb looking very good to take the 2-0 and to move through to the round of 32. Remember, top 4 players do advance today, which means you have to win your round of 8 match. So Neeb is still a few series off advancing. 3 more series, in fact, after this. But looking confident so far in this. I mean, actually, when he first lost to the Colossi, I was like, wow, very good fight for top. But he just didn't seem to have a way to fight on the ground. The Disruptor Shots are really the game changer. Getting way too many connections, really kind of digging in there and doing way too much damage. So, can we see those units gathering together again? Stalkers, Archons, Disruptors. Just all join up together. The unit's going to drop in towards the gold base, and Still see those Stalkers blinking on in, can try and get rid of that Medivac because it's down. And these Gym Marines and Gym Royals are going to be chased down as well by these Archons. So Archons chasing these units down. And as those units get picked off, we will see now our Protoss player able to continue advancing towards the top side of the map to just try and clean up a little bit more. Two Liberators still sat up in the skies as some shots going to be fired here. Two Liberators do get picked off, and we're going to be seeing another Liberator picked away as well. There's the GG from top, and that is going to be Neeb taking the 2-0 to advance through this game of this series.